Pernell "Sweet Pea" Whitaker was, without a doubt, a legendary boxer, known for his exceptional skills, incredible defense, and ability to outmaneuver his opponents in the ring. Born on January 2, 1964, in Norfolk, Virginia, he grew up in a challenging environment filled with adversity. This upbringing, however, sparked his fierce determination and competitive spirit. Whitaker's talent was apparent from a young age, and he quickly rose through the amateur ranks, dazzling fans with his footwork and speed. After achieving Olympic glory, winning a gold medal in the 1984 Los Angeles Games, Whitaker transitioned to professional boxing, where his success continued almost without interruption. His unique fighting style made him a nightmare for opponents, often leaving them frustrated and bewildered, struggling to land a hit amid his elusive movements and swift counterpunching. Throughout his career, Whitaker claimed multiple world titles across various weight classes, solidifying his legacy and earning respect as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters of his time. However, despite his tremendous in-ring accomplishments, Whitaker's life outside of boxing painted a different picture. It was marked by ups and downs, battling personal demons, financial struggles, and ultimately revealing a tragic tale that contrasts sharply with his brilliant boxing career. In this video, we'll dive deep into the life and struggles of Pernell Whitaker, uncovering not just the champion he was, but also the man behind the gloves, offering insights into what made him not just a fighter, but a complex, relatable figure in the world of sports. Early life and rise. Pernell "Sweet Pea" Whitaker was born on January 2, 1964, in Norfolk, Virginia, a city known for its tough streets and working-class roots. Growing up in poverty, he often found himself surrounded by crime, drugs, and violence, elements that shaped his upbringing profoundly. Yet from a young age, it was evident that Whitaker had a unique gift. His incredible reflexes, balance, and hand-eye coordination set him apart from his peers. His mother, who named him after a Hollywood actor, never imagined that her son would one day become one of the most technically brilliant boxers in history. At the age of 8, Whitaker laced up his first pair of boxing gloves. Under the guidance of local trainers, he quickly developed a slick, elusive style that emphasized movement, defense, and counterpunching. While many young fighters focused on aggression, Whitaker's approach was different. He preferred to make his opponents miss and then make them pay. His ability to slip punches, roll his shoulders, and anticipate attacks was far beyond his years. As an amateur, he was nothing short of a phenomenon, competing in nearly 500 fights, losing only a handful of times. His speed, footwork, and precision made him almost untouchable in the ring. By the time he reached his late teens, he was already considered one of the best amateur boxers in the world, winning multiple national championships and catching the attention of boxing elites. His defining moment as an amateur came in 1984, when he represented the United States at the Los Angeles Olympics, dazzling crowds with his defensive mastery and stamina. With Olympic gold around his neck, he stepped into the professional ranks, ready to prove he was more than just an Olympic champion. Olympic glory and pro debut. In 1984, Pernell "Sweet Pea" Whitaker stepped onto the world stage, captivating audiences at the Los Angeles Olympics. His journey to Olympic glory began as he faced fierce competitors, displaying a remarkable combination of speed, agility, and defensive prowess. Whitaker's ability to evade punches with ease became apparent as he used his unique fighting style to dominate bouts. With his lightning-fast reflexes, he showcased a near-unstoppable defense that left opponents bewildered. During the finals, Whitaker delivered a near-perfect performance, impressing judges and securing the gold medal, which solidified his reputation as one of the best fighters in amateur boxing. This remarkable achievement opened doors for him, as fans and experts began to recognize his extraordinary talent. Shortly after his Olympic success, Whitaker made the transition from amateur to professional boxing, a critical moment in his career. In late 1984, he wasted no time, stepping into the professional ring with a determination that would define his future. Whitaker's debut was nothing short of spectacular, as he showcased the skills that had earned him the Olympic title. His pro debut was quickly followed by several victories, each displaying his keen ability to combine defense and counterpunching. As he racked up wins against quality opposition, it became evident that Whitaker was destined for greatness in the boxing world. Many believed he would not only live up to his Olympic success, but also redefine how the sport was viewed. With every match, his defensive tactics continued to impress, setting him apart in the competitive world of boxing. Lightweight champion and legacy. Pernell "Sweet Pea" Whitaker quickly established himself as a dominant force, ascending to the lightweight championship by 1989, a well-deserved recognition of his incredible talent. Whitaker's defensive wizardry, combined with his unparalleled footwork and tactical brilliance, made him not only a champion, but a legend in the sport. He showcased every aspect of his skill set during his title fights, employing a defensive style that mesmerized and frustrated his opponents, often making them look amateurish in comparison. His goal was clear: to unify the lightweight division, which he accomplished with gusto. In every fight, he demonstrated the ability to control the pace, slipping punches with ease while delivering precise counters that left his rivals reeling. Whitaker's legacy as the premier lightweight champion is further cemented by the numerous accolades he received throughout his career, including multiple title defenses, showcasing his talent and resilience in the ring. Despite a few controversial decision losses, including the infamous draw against Julio Cesar Chavez, his dominance in the lightweight class earned him a reputation as one of the greatest boxers of all time. Fans marveled at his ability to make world-class opponents struggle to land a punch, proving that defense, when executed flawlessly, could be as thrilling and effective as offense. Whitaker's legacy extends beyond just titles. He left a lasting impact on the sport, influencing generations of fighters with his technical skills and boxing intelligence. He became a shining example of what it means to be a true champion, inspiring future athletes to prioritize skill over power. Controversial battles and rise in weight classes. Despite his dominant performances, Pernell Whitaker faced a series of controversial battles that shaped his legacy in boxing, most notably his fights against Jose Luis Ramirez and Julio Cesar Chavez. Many believed Whitaker clearly outperformed both fighters, yet he found himself on the wrong side of the judges' scorecards. The first major controversy arose in 1994 when he faced Ramirez, a fight that many observers felt Whitaker should have won decisively. The majority decision went to Ramirez, shocking fans and experts alike, who felt he had been robbed of victory. This marked a significant moment in Whitaker's career, as it underscored the challenges that often accompany incredible talent, sometimes overshadowing it. Just a year later, he clashed with the legendary Chavez in a highly anticipated bout, meant to showcase the best of both fighters. The fight itself saw Whitaker demonstrating remarkable defensive skills, evading Chavez's relentless attacks. However, despite his outstanding performance, the bout ended in a controversial majority draw, again leaving fans wondering about the efficacy of the judging system in boxing. Following these battles, Whitaker moved up in weight classes, capturing titles across several divisions, proving himself against both seasoned fighters and promising new talent. Moving from lightweight to welterweight and beyond, he faced notable challengers, including Oscar de la Hoya. Though these shifts in weight allowed him to further showcase his skills, they also brought about new challenges as he began to encounter younger opponents. These individuals, armed with speed and strength, pushed the aging Whitaker to his limits, testing not only his defensive prowess, but also his adaptability in an ever-evolving sport. Challenges in later career. By the mid-1990s, the wear and tear of a long career took a significant toll on Pernell Whitaker. Although still a brilliant fighter, his reflexes began to slow ever so slightly as the younger wave of challengers started to close in on him. Notably, in 1997, he faced Oscar de la Hoya, a rising star who was just 24 at the time and was considered boxing's next big thing. Despite being past his peak, Whitaker gave de la Hoya one of the toughest fights of his career, displaying dazzling defense and sharp counters throughout the match. Yet the judges ruled in favor of de la Hoya, marking one of several controversial decisions against Whitaker, as many observers believed he had done enough to win. This pattern of disputed outcomes became a frustrating reality for him, highlighting the challenges he faced as he contended with younger, stronger fighters who were eager to establish their dominance in the ring. In this tense environment, Whitaker struggled to maintain the same level of performance that had defined his earlier career, with the speeds and sharpness he once exhibited gradually fading. Despite his challenges, Whitaker remained a respected name in boxing, known for his unparalleled skill set. However, the pressures of competition and the relentless physical demands began to mount, causing his reputation to shift from being a feared champion to a fighter whose best days were now in the past, as he fought to adapt to the ever-evolving landscape of the sport, while proving he could still compete at an elite level. Final years and personal struggles. After retiring, Pernell Whitaker's life spiraled. Financial troubles, substance issues, and fading public attention plagued him. Once a boxing genius, he struggled to adjust, facing hardships few expected from a champion of his caliber. Despite accumulating substantial wealth during his illustrious career, mismanagement and poor financial decisions drained his fortune. The lavish lifestyle he enjoyed as a champion left him without savings, forcing him to seek work again. He took on various roles as a trainer, working with young fighters in hopes of passing down his knowledge, but training didn't pay nearly as much as fighting did. His troubles began soon after retirement, and addiction became a constant battle. The pain of leaving the sport he loved, combined with financial struggles, led him down a dark path. In 2002, just a year after retiring, he was arrested for cocaine possession, shocking the boxing world. Whitaker had always been known as a disciplined fighter, someone who took care of his body and lived a clean lifestyle, but now he was just another retired athlete struggling to find his way. Friends and family members tried to help, but addiction had taken hold. Throughout the 2000s, Whitaker battled addiction, often disappearing from the public eye for months at a time. In 2014, his troubles reached a breaking point when he was evicted from his own mother's house, a heartbreaking fall from grace. Whitaker, once a celebrated champion, was now struggling to even keep a roof over his head. Despite his struggles, he continued to train fighters, trying to stay involved in the sport that had once defined his life. Tragic ending and legacy. In 2019, Pernell Whitaker's life came to a sudden, tragic end at age 55. He was struck and killed by a vehicle while crossing an intersection in Virginia Beach, Virginia. The driver, who remained at the scene, was not under the influence, and the accident was ruled just that, an accident. There were no criminal charges or foul play, just a devastating, unexpected loss. Whitaker's death sent shock waves through the boxing world. Fighters, trainers, and fans flooded social media with tributes, mourning a champion who had never truly received the recognition he deserved, despite his legendary status in the ring. Legends like Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr., and Oscar de la Hoya all paid their respects, acknowledging that Whitaker was one of the greatest defensive fighters the sport had ever seen. But beneath the tributes was an undeniable sadness. Whitaker had not lived the life of a retired champion. He had not spent his post-boxing years in wealth or comfort. Instead, his life had been filled with struggle, addiction, and financial ruin. His death felt like the tragic final chapter to a story that had been unraveling for years. Even in death, he did not receive the same level of attention that other fallen champions had. When Muhammad Ali passed away in 2016, the world stopped, and when Marvin Hagler died in 2021, tributes poured in. Yet, Whitaker's death, despite his accomplishments, faded from public consciousness too quickly, just as his career had. Despite his incredible skill, Whitaker is often overlooked in discussions of the greatest boxers. Boxing fans and historians know his greatness, but casual fans rarely mention his name in the same breath as names like Mayweather, Pacquiao, or Chavez. Enduring impact. Pernell Whitaker's influence on the world of boxing remains profound. Long after he stepped out of the ring, his style and skills have shaped the techniques of modern fighters, especially those focused on defensive mastery. Many champions like Floyd Mayweather Jr., Vasyl Lomachenko, and Shakur Stevenson credit Whitaker as a significant inspiration, appreciating the way he moved with uncommon agility, slipped punches with grace, and countered with precision that left many opponents bewildered. His ability to make the best fighters look ordinary elevated him in discussions among boxing enthusiasts. His legacy serves as a textbook example of how to harmonize speed, defense, and strategy, embodying a philosophy that still resonates today. While Whitaker may not have received the recognition he fully deserved during his career, his artistry in the ring has earned him the respect within the boxing community. The techniques he perfected have become the foundation upon which many elite fighters build their own styles, often characterized by a focus on skill and technique over raw aggression and power. Moreover, Whitaker's story is a reminder of the fragile nature of fame. His life showcases how external pressures, including financial instability and personal struggles, could overshadow his extraordinary achievements. Each salute to Whitaker after his tragic death highlights this bittersweet reality, celebrating a man whose genius was often underappreciated yet was impactful. And even after his passing, the lessons from his career continue to inspire both new and veteran boxers alike. Pernell Whitaker's legacy is cemented, not merely as a champion, but as a transformative force in the world of boxing. Pernell Whitaker's life, both in and out of the ring, serves as a poignant reminder of the complexity of greatness. He was a fighter who, despite his legendary skills, faced tremendous challenges beyond the canvas. While his boxing career was marked by incredible achievements, including multiple world titles and recognition as one of the greatest defensive fighters, his post-fighting life was filled with turmoil, financial struggles, and addiction. Despite being celebrated by fans and fellow fighters, Whitaker often remained overlooked in wider discussions about boxing legends. The tragic circumstances surrounding his untimely death at just 55 years old further emphasize the notion that even the most talented athletes can face grim realities outside their professional triumphs. In a world that frequently idolizes winners, Whitaker's story starkly contrasts the glamour of athletic accolades with the raw, unfiltered struggles that can accompany those same champions back in their daily lives. He may have been a master of defense, but his most formidable opponents came after he left the ring. Ultimately, Whitaker's legacy embodies the duality of sports. It showcases the heights of achievement while illuminating the depths that can follow. As we reflect on his journey, it's crucial to recognize both his contributions to boxing and the human cost he endured, reminding us that the glory of sport often comes hand in hand with profound personal battles. Thus, Pernell Whitaker's life invites us to celebrate his legacy, acknowledge his struggles, and learn from the complexities that define a true champion.